What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia has been the talk of the town since his defeat of Gervonta Tank Davis, and we've seen this from him. He says, time to make changes. May have looked like I was alone, but I see I have Jesus Christ with me whenever I walk. Okay. And since then, a lot of videos have been ditched out. They've been created in assumption that he is in fact leaving or changing something or leaving Goldenboy, because of the Bernard situation that sounded shady. But this is what he said lately. He said, I haven't talked to anyone regarding how I'm going to move forward. I'm taking time to think about a lot of things. I wanted to make that very clear, okay? And that was his last response from Twitter. And let me counterpunch. This is just to verify the rumors, the videos that you saw that have accumulated a lot of views since then. And I think Ryan created this because he wanted to shut down the rumors that he's leaving Goldenboy and Oscar De La Hoya because of this, that, and the other. Shakur Stevenson, he's chimed in along with many others, as you'll see their tweets also pop up as they reply. But it just shows you how people take stuff and run with it. If you heard only certain channels, you would swear Ryan Garcia is preparing and has put into action that he's leaving Oscar De La Hoya altogether. He's gone. He's not going to stay with them, based on the lack of support that he had in his post press conference. And the only person you've seen there was his intermediate family and Eric Gomez, and Oscar's excuse, or how do we say, his response to that was the fact that he was getting death threats, which I don't believe that personally, because no one heard anything about it. He was there at the fight. And like I told you guys, if Oscar De La Hoya was really receiving death threats, he wouldn't be at a place to be a main target that everybody could see him. He would be elsewhere, right? So I don't really believe that. I think that was a convenient, made up thing to support the reason why he wasn't there in the post press conference, which had everyone's antennas, at attention, because they were trying to figure out the first loss of this young man's career, and Bernard and Oscar De La Hoya was nowhere to be found. Strange. Too strange. Too conveniently strange for it not to be the obvious. And what is the obvious? The obvious was they weren't satisfied with Ryan Garcia quitting. And he did quit. He did. He decided not to continue. Which people look at quitting as a sign of weakness. People look at quitting as having weak heart. People look at quitting as a lot of things. But understand, Ryan Garcia made that decision. Now, is that why they were mad at him? Sure. But of course, they're never going to admit that, because they don't like the idea or the word getting out that they don't support their fighters in the time of defeat. Okay. But what I also want to make very clear is, like Ryan said, very clear, is that he didn't decide to do anything yet. So he's not going to Al Heyman or, Eddie Hearn as of yet. He may in the future, but he hasn't decided to do any of those things. But he did say he was going to make changes. So let's talk about that for a minute. When he said making changes, he was probably referring to his training camp. Okay, Joe Goosen. Because that's what everyone does. Everyone takes a defeat. What do? They throw the trainer under the bus. Now, is it warranted? I really don't think so. You can't warrant the fact that Um, you're changing trainers because you decide to quit. Now, what Ryan could say, though, he could say, well, I didn't see Joe Goosen either. Where the hell was he? That was a tight conference, though. So he might have been there somewhere, but I don't remember seeing him. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but I don't remember seeing him either. So if he didn't show up for his fighters post press conference, well, what good is he? You know what I mean? But you could say the same thing about Ryan Garcia and Anthony Joshua. Ryan wasn't there either. I don't think neither was Angel Fernandez. So, that's maybe a preference thing. But if that was the case, just moral support, and Joe Goosen wasn't there, because I don't remember seeing him there. Well, that could be more of a reason to get rid of that trainer. That's maybe what he meant. But whatever he meant, he hasn't acted on it, okay? So people can assume, they can take narratives and run with it or whatever. But this is where we're at. He's been alone. He's been thinking. He's been reflecting. So that's the stage Ryan is right now. So other than that, there should be no new news reported concerning Ryan Garcia and his plans to change his whole outfit. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think of Ryan Garcia making it clear, shutting down the rumors and the narratives that have been recently created about him moving elsewhere, doing this, doing that. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.